Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good morning, whatever it may be in your part of the world. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Got tied up with getting some other stuff done today. And it just took a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna. At 4:48, I decided, well, I'm gonna clean out the cat's water dish and clean their fountain and stuff. Well, that didn't go as planned. That took a little bit longer than I expected. That took me almost a half hour. And then I still had to go back out and get water. But good thing is, the cats are all taken care of until I go to bed. Then I give them canned food. Their litter boxes are all cleaned out. So it was a successful afternoon. I see we got a few people coming in here. Hello, Tim. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Arlene. Well, it showed right there that I'm showing the wrong number on here. Because I'm showing 3 people. I know there's at least 4, because there's 3 chatting and myself. Okay, that's more like it. StreamYard saying 7. Yeah, I don't know why the number YouTube is showing for me is always way off. I know other people have had that issue too. They'll have a dozen people in chat, and one was showing 0 the other night. Hopefully a few more people find me. I thought I had this set up, but apparently not. Because I went in to check to make sure I made the changes on the YouTube side, and there was no live scheduled. With the StreamYard, nothing. I can't say 100% that I set it up, but I thought I did. I usually like to get them set up ahead of time. Oh, Jane's making dinner for all of us? Well, that's nice of her. Okay, we're all heading to Jan's house for dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to what I used to do. I'm gonna set up 2 or 3 lives ahead. In fact, one time I was setting them up by the month. But then I had a couple people complaining about it. So I stopped setting them up so far ahead. But I think I'm going to go back to that, because then if I forget to set one up, I already have it set up. But usually, if I'm not going to go live for some reason, I'll put up a community post. But you never know, emergencies can come up. Hello, Steve. Like last night, power went out. I was able to put my phone in the window, and from the cell network, I was able to go back on the live and tell everyone that I'd listen to the rest of the live, but I wasn't going to be chatting because I had to have my phone sitting in the window, and I couldn't stand at the window the rest of the night. And it was out for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, I know there was some places did get hit really bad, Jennifer. What what I'm seeing on Facebook, it looks like Kentucky, Missouri, and where was it? I know a day or two ago, Wisconsin got hit really bad. Yeah, there's been some nasty weather around. Hello, Fuzzy Adventures. Hello, Bev. Hello, Ed. Yeah, I think they're saying that there was a severe storm risk through tonight. I'm going to check that right now. Yes, there's a severe storm risk. Don't have any watches or warnings or anything, but there's a severe storm risk until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. There's a slight risk of severe thunderstorm from eastern Mississippi, central Alabama, and southern Georgia. Oh, here, I wondered why I've got this on WeatherBug. The moderate risk, severe thunderstorm from southwest and central Kansas into far northwest Oklahoma. It's not mentioning Arkansas. Though those storms in northwest Oklahoma, they could reach Arkansas. I wish they would say what these shadings were on here. I see western Kansas, western Oklahoma, and northwestern Texas is salmon colored, but I don't know what that means. I do see a couple red outlined areas. Those are tornado warnings, but nothing around here. Hello, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, I keep forgetting to tell you anytime I see you. But Carol, the Ramblin' Peak, needs your address. You won in the giveaway that she did a couple weeks ago, and she thought she had your address, but she doesn't. So she needs you to get a hold of her and give her your address. Hello, Anne. Well, we've been getting our fair share of rain here, Jennifer. Hello, King Snorlax. I'd rather see a tree grow. Last time my knee grew, in fact, it still isn't back to normal because I hurt my knee. Thank you, Bev. I appreciate you watching out for me, Bev. Hello, Charlene. I'm actually doing pretty good today. Okay, Bobby. Was that within the past week? Because last Monday, she was still saying that she'd not gotten that. Okay, not a problem, Bobby. Yeah, it's still saying 3 people in the live. There we go. Now it's saying 16. Yeah, same as StreamYard. Yeah, I close out chat, open it back up, and then it says there's 16 viewers. Are you showing 17? That's funny how there's different numbers on everything. Another thing I've noticed is the thumbs up will be different on my phone than it is on my laptop. And I'm talking about after refreshing that, it will still show different. Hello, Demoose. Hello, Jonesy. Happy Monday. Hello, Reverend Joe. Let's see what our weather is here. '79. I've only got one AC in here. I had to take the other AC over to the big house so my son could have a little bit of air conditioning. He put it in the living room. On days like this, the one's just fine in here. But it gets up upper 80s, 90s. One doesn't even come close. Yep, that's right. Jonesy's from the future. Yeah, I know you're just few days from the first day of winter, Jonesy, but 46 is kind of chilly for you, isn't it? It shouldn't be too much longer, Jennifer. Once he gets the floor done, then the landlord's going to be calling a contractor tomorrow to come and get the HVAC going. And then should just be cosmetic stuff after that. I still have to get the hardware cloth on the porch, but I want to paint the railing before I do that. And that's got to be cleaned up before I can do that. It's got mildew on it. Someone suggested power washing it or pressure washing it. So I think I might try that. I did find a pressure washer for, I think it was just slightly less than $100. So I think I might get that and try it. See what happens. Then there's a change that I wanna make. So I'll be getting that done in the coming weeks. And then I'll be able to get the catio done. Yeah, I had another suggestion of sanding it, but I don't want to sand mildew. I don't want to do anything dry and just put that into the air. So I'll try the pressure washing. I might be able to. I know vinegar works on mold, so maybe vinegar would work on mildew also. That would be another possibility. It seems to be just the railing and the spindles and all of the railing. If I have to, I could replace that, but I'll see how easy it cleans up. Nope, I'm not painting it bright green or orange, Reverend Joe. Gonna paint it brown. Gonna keep it about the same color that it is now. I doubt there's a place to rent a pressure washer right around here. There probably is in Fort Smith. But you're talking about 3 hour round trip to go get it and 3 hours round trip to take it back. And then I don't know what it would cost. I think I'd probably be better off just buying that one that I found from Vivor. It's, I think, 93.99 something like that. Then I don't have to drive anywhere to get it. Plus, then I'll have a pressure washer. Because they always come in handy. Yeah, there's got to be some option there. I I may try a combination of vinegar and pressure wash in that. Hello, Austin. Well, it probably wouldn't be cheap to hire it done. I think I'd go ahead and replace the railing before I hired someone to do it. Because it's only what is it? Around probably 30 feet of railing. I'm not doing too bad, Austin. Actually, pretty good today. Hello, oh fish tanks. Is it David? Let me know if I'm remembering your name right or if I'm calling you the wrong name, Elfish Tanks. I'm thinking David. Okay, good. I remember it right. Yeah, thank you for translating that, Jonesy. Because I always have to look it up and figure out how to convert it. I do know that 100 kilometers is approximately 60 miles. Because I know in Canada, a lot of places, the speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour. And I know that's approximately 60 miles per hour. But other than that, I got to figure it out. Hello, Skip. There you go. I'll give you your drink back. Yeah, they all accidentally got deleted on me. I think it was a glitch for YouTube. A few months back, I had a temporary managing mod. And when I took that person off of managing mod, it deleted all my standard mods, every single one of them. except the one that went from manager mod back to standard mod. That was the only one that was on there. And I can't imagine it's supposed to work that way, so it must have just been some glitch in it. Yep, I haven't been to Canada in years, Jennifer, but I can always remember that as soon as you cross the border, Alexandria Bay, and get on to 401, I believe it is, it would be speed limit 100 kilometers per hour. Don't be deleting Jody's comments. Jody's been a subscriber on my channel for a long time. She's a good person. Hello, Back 40. I'm sorry, I just can't think of your name this afternoon. Hello, Nancy. Oh, that's good, Jonesy. So you're going to have some video of you driving on the wrong side of the road? Yeah, it's funny. Even though I never drove in Canada, I was always on a bus when I was there. But I remember 401. I remember the speed limit. I can't remember all the places I've been to, but I've been to Ottawa, Toronto, Bath, Kingston. I've probably been to Canada a dozen different times. Oh, okay, Emily. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't purposely delete her message because she's a good person. Yeah, stuff happens. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Sherry. Oh, probably not, Bobby. He's probably got it playing, doing something else. He doesn't even stay on his own lives. Now I'm gonna have to let him know the next time I'm talking to him that I'm picking on him. You didn't know there was a Kingston, Ontario? Oh yeah, that's a bigger place than Kingston, New York is. Yep, Bath, Ontario isn't too far from Toronto. When I was in high school, the band went to a parade there. Yeah, I didn't know there was a Bath, Maine. I've never been to Maine. I've seen Maine from the ocean. Because I went out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire on a whale walk. And the captain pointed out that that land over there was Maine. But I've never been to Maine. Okay, Skip. Well, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, Jennifer, my father loved the Uncle Sam boat tour. When I was a kid, and I think even as an adult for a few years, he used to take us on that every single year. And then it started being not as often, 3 or 4 years. Usually my brothers wouldn't want to go. One of them did go a time or two. I'm pretty sure I've been to Bath, New York, Skip. Um, I I can't remember for sure, but I think I've been there. Yes, we saw a lot of whales that day. The captain said he'd been doing that for 30 years, and the day he took us out, he said was the best day he'd ever seen in his career. Oh yeah, there's a lot of places in Arkansas that there is in other places. I know a lot of places in Arkansas there is in New York. It's just funny. I moved from one state to another, and here's all these places with the same name. Boonville. Only Boonville, Arkansas has an E in the middle of it, and the one in New York doesn't. Fayetteville. Um, I know there's more. I just can't think of them right now. Yep, it was quite a sight, J&B. And we were close enough to them that we were getting splashed. And someone asked if the whale could tip the boat over if it came up under the boat. And he said it wouldn't tip it over, but you're sure the heck gonna know we got hit. And he, even though it wasn't part of the tour, he was going to take us over near an island on the way back where there was dolphins, but a storm came up, so we skipped that. He said he'd seen storms before, and he said he wasn't overly concerned over it, but he said he definitely didn't want to be 26, 28 miles, something like that, out to sea when it hit. He tried to avoid the worst of the storm. I think he went a little bit farther north, so we didn't take a direct hit from it. We got soaked because it poured, but we missed out on the worst part of the storm. Yeah, there was a lot of Nashvilles around. I know there's that channel, Peterson Farm of Nashville. I forgot what state they're from. But everyone thinks it's Nashville, Tennessee, because that's the famous one, but it's not. Yeah, there actually was only one person complaining because we didn't see the dolphins. And basically, everyone else on the boat told her to shut up. Because to get where the dolphins were, we would have had to go right through the middle of the storm. There was a lot of other stuff that we saw too. It wasn't just the whales. But this is back, I would say, mid to late 1990s. I think. Yeah, it was mid to late 1990s. I can't remember the exact year. 97, 98, somewhere within there. That was a long time ago. I missed Mid America. Not because of the storms this time, like Lake Ten Color. The storm scared me. But got started heading that way yesterday, almost to the Oklahoma state line. I got thinking, wait a minute, there's an admission fee. And I only had $2 cash and $9.58 or something like that on my debit card. So I pulled over, looked it up, $10 admission. Well, guess I'm not going. So I turned around, came back. I'm just glad I didn't get all the way there. Because as it was, I was gone for probably about an hour, maybe just over an hour. So I was only like a half hour into the trip. Well, I didn't want to risk it, Jennifer, because that was 137 miles, I think it was. Now, I didn't want to make a 137-mile trip and then have to just turn around and come back. But I'll be better prepared next year. I actually had the money up until Wednesday. What happened is I asked my son if he wanted to go to lunch on Wednesday, which probably shouldn't have done. So that took, I can't remember what it was now. Must have been like $25 or so. Probably should have saved that money. Oh, yeah, any storms came up, because I would have been checking the radar throughout the day. And if it looked like anything was threatening, I would have left. Hello, Des. Yeah, Des, I heard you talking to you worried about my phone going dead last night and stuff. I was fine with that. My battery was fully charged, so that's going to last me a few hours anyways. And then I got plenty of ways to charge my phone. I've got a battery pack, which I can charge that quite a few times off that. And then I've got a booster pack, so you can boost car battery with it. And it's got an air compressor on it and stuff. And I can plug into that also. When I went to Operation Rendezvous, I actually had my phone plugged in to that booster all the way down, because I was using Google Maps, and that takes a good amount of power. And then all day I was down there, I was plugged into my battery pack because my battery doesn't last as well as it used to. So I was able to keep that fully charged the whole time I was there, and my battery pack all the way home, or my booster all the way home. Yeah, after living off grid for a few years, I know to be prepared for stuff like that. And I could have always went out and started up my generator too if I needed to. And as it turned out, the power was only off for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Yes, you do, Des. You could. You never know. Because we'd had worse storms in the past year. We've had worse storms than we had last night, and the power never went out. But last night it did. And darn fly. And I'm sure that was a tree came down on the line because it was low voltage for a while. I got my air conditioner shut off because that was trying to run. And I was going to shut off the refrigerator and freezer. And before I could get to them, it went out completely. So I was glad that happened. I'd rather have it out completely than low voltage. Hello, Wanda. Oh, Emily's cooking for us too. And look at that. Jan's cooking for us. Emily's cooking for us. Yep. Never hurts to prep. And not just for hurricane season either. Because you never know when something might happen. I know years ago, I remember on a clear evening, no storm around or anything, a transformer blew up in the substation that was feeding the power to our area. Well, fortunately, they're able to reroute the power and get it back on fairly quick. I think we were only without power for 6 hours, if I remember right. But it took them a couple days to get that substation rebuilt. And that was just the equipment was old and failed. Yeah, I get to have a small generator. It actually was bought for me when I was living in New York by one of my subscribers. It's well, it's what they call, I think, 2,350 watts, but in reality, it's 1,900 watts. And it has served its purpose. Yeah, speaking of stoves, I'm actually gonna sell my electric stove and get a gas stove. Not gonna do it tomorrow, but that's one thing that I want to do coming up fairly soon. I prefer a gas stove anyways, and it's a lot better if the power goes out. You can cook. It's sort of emergency heat during the winter if it comes right down to it. That's right, Jennifer. That's another thing too. Being in the fire department for so many years, I've been to more than one carpool accident. Okay, Jonesy. Yep, sure is J and B. Yep, Wanda. I don't know why, but in this area, I guess it's because electricity is relatively cheap. I'm comparing that to New York. That's why I'm saying it's relatively cheap here. Everyone wants everything electric, but the only thing is that doesn't work out well if the power goes out. Hello, John. Yeah, sun's peeking out a little bit here now, but it's been an overcast day all day. We got quite a bit of rain during the night. Okay, you have a good evening. Also, back 40. No, it's not J&B. It's electric. I did do some research on it, and pretty much all of them are electric. I guess they do have some where the heat can be gas, and then hey Teddy, and then the air conditioning is electric. But someday I want to get a generator that will run that. When Mike installed it, I asked him about it, and he didn't know the specifics how big generator would have to be, but he says it's definitely doable. It wouldn't have to be that big of a generator. What he said was the auxiliary heat that is in the air exchanger is what is going to take the power. He said, as far as what runs through the heat pump, he said that definitely you could do a generator not all that big. And my biggest concern is air conditioning. And that takes a lot less power than heat because I've got options with heat. I've got diesel heaters, I've got propane heaters. I'm going to have a propane stove. So the heat I can deal with. And it's just, if it's 100 degrees and the power goes out in the middle of the afternoon, I need air conditioning. Hello, Shawnee. Well, after you get through cooking, Emily, are you going to deliver whatever you're cooking? Yeah, that would be nice, Wanda. If you if you had some options, but unfortunately, it's not what they do. Yes, that's a good idea, J and B. But I would need a generator for the pump, though. Hello, DJ Turneroo. You know, you guys keep talking about food. I'm going to end this live and go make myself some food. I I should have taken a couple chicken breasts out of the freezer. I can still thaw them up in the microwave. I think that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I think I'm gonna cook some chicken breast. Hello, Ark Wild Man. Of course, Ark Wild Man's probably out eating fish that he caught today, and I don't know if there's any berries out yet, but he's probably out in the wilderness finding something for supper. Well, we already got people cooking for us, DJ Turneroo. Emily's cooking for us, and Jan's cooking for us. The only thing is, I kind of doubt they're going to deliver. Raspberries are good. My mom used to have a few raspberries, and if she wanted to make a pie, she would have to get all the raspberries that there was. She would get mad at me because I would eat the raspberries, then she'd go out to pick them, and there wouldn't be enough to make a pie. Oh, mulberries are ripe? I've never made a raspberry pie, but I know huge raspberries, obviously, sugar, cornstarch. Can't remember what else she did put in it. And she always made her own pie crust. She would not buy a pre-made pie crust. Omelets and sausage sound good. I love apple pie. Yep, she was J&B. It wasn't until I don't know. I would say she probably was in her 70s before she started cheating a little bit. But before that, nope. It was all homemade stuff. not sure if she didn't like the store bought pie crust, but I know she didn't like the price of it. No, J&B. Yeah, all of her recipes, a lot of stuff was in her head. But anything she had written down, all her cookbooks and everything, they were all in the kitchen when she died, and I didn't have access to any of that stuff. No, I actually was looking up some fluff salads the other day. And curry fluff salads, one thing that I saw the recipe for, and I'm pretty sure I saved that recipe. Yeah, she had, well, some stuff she didn't even have a recipe for. I know she used to make what she called blueberry yum yum. I gotta find my fly swatter. I actually have two of them. I lost them both. Well, she'd make blueberry yum yum. Everyone loved it. I know more than once I heard someone asking her for a recipe. Well, I don't have a recipe. I just put so much of this in, so much of that in. She's like, I don't know what the exact amounts are. I just know when I'm pouring it in, when I have enough in there. Hello, Susan. Hey, Fluffy. Here's Fluffy. And Superman's over on top of the freezer. He doesn't want to come over tonight. You absolutely can make raspberry yum yum. It would be the same thing as blueberry, only you put raspberries in it. You may have to alter some of the other ingredients a little bit because raspberries be juicier than blueberries. So maybe that would make a slight difference. Well, a lot of recipes like that just put in whatever you want. You could use strawberries, blackberries. Yep, some people sure are, Emily. Nope, Fluffy's not the only black cat. Dixie's black too. Dixie is Fluffy and Dino's mother. You're welcome, DJ Turneroo. Yep, I heard about Ace. Yeah, I wish I could have gone. I would like to meet Ace. Yeah, one time I had 9 black cats. I had 9 black cats, 8 black and white cats, and a tiger. Yes, they are, Emily. Well, thank you, Wanda. But hopefully, um, another thing I'm thinking about doing now, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, is go to the Ozark meetup. I think what I will do is go on Friday and spend Friday night there, and then be there most of the day Saturday, then come home Saturday evening. Because that's 5 hours. So that's a bit much to do in one day. Because I can rent a camping spot there for $13. And then either I'll don't fall, Dixie. And then either I'll sleep in my car or I'm thinking about maybe getting a cheap tent and one of the air mattresses that is a little bit taller. But the tallest air mattress I can find is 18 inches. I'm not sure if that would be high enough for me. So I might just sleep in my car. I've never slept in this car before, but I have spent many nights in the car. So I know I can do that. You can rewind if you want, Emily, but you're not going to hear anything about the guineas because I haven't talked about the animals yet. Other than mentioning the cats a couple times. Like when Teddy came over and laid down next to me, and when I just picked up Fluffy, that's all I've mentioned about animals so far. So I figure that's not bad for a camping spot. Not at all. I just need to get that done soon before someone grabs that spot. Because it doesn't look like there's a lot of spots available. There's quite a few RV spots, but they're a lot more money. Well, this air mattress I was looking at, it was saying it'll go 24 hours before it starts losing air. Hey, get off there. Yeah, maybe I'll have to have Jake hang up some fly stickers in here for me. I bought some, thought I could hang them up, because I have to have them up as high as I can get them. Otherwise, the cats will pull them down and get them stuck in the hair and stuff. I thought I'd be able to reach up with my cane with the fly sticker on, be able to put it up that way. What I didn't account for is where it's hanging down one side of my cane. That's the heavy side. And the little cardboard thing that mounts with an attack won't stay on top of my cane. So I'm going to have someone actually climb up to the rafters to hang it up. The guineas are being pains. They don't want to stay out of the road. Notice the other day, Guinea walk across the road, and then Jake says to me, "There's another one in the grass across the road." I have 1.63 acres here. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of acres behind me of national forest. Why do they have to go across the road? But other than that, they're doing good. And between them and the chickens, they have really cut down on the ticks. Welcome back, Austin. Yep, I didn't think that was a bad price at all. It's 15 regular, and disabled is 13. So I can definitely do that. In fact, I actually tried making the reservation today, but you need half down to make the reservation. So I'm just hoping no one. There's actually, I think, 3 possible sites. But the one is closest to the shower house. The other 2 are farther away. So I'd like to get the one that's closest. Because I'm going to have to get up a couple times during the night and make it to the bathroom. Hello, Masha. Good to see you also. Yep, they seem to be, DJ Turneroo. Because the ticks are horrible. During the month of March, every time I walked outside, I was covered in ticks. I would have at least one every time I went outside. Sometimes 3, 4 of them on me. And now, very rarely am I getting a tick on me. I started free ranging them the 1st of April. And since the 1st of April, I think I've only had maybe 2 or 3 ticks. One of them had bitten me, and the other 2 I saw crawling before they bit me. When you ask if the grass is greener there, I'm assuming you're asking if the grass is greener on the other side of the road. No, it's not. It's just as green on this side. No, I should check to see if I'm still connected to you, Masha. It's been so long. Yes, I am. That's good. Well, Emily, you get recharged early in the day on Wednesday. Then you make it to my live Wednesday night. Oh, you're welcome, Masha. Yeah, apparently the birds think the grass is greener on the other side of the road. But all the other chickens are doing good. Guineas are doing good. They're just behavior problems with them. Every time I open my car door, I've got either that one Easter egger that gives me problems or one of the Rhode Island Reds in the car. One day, I threw 3 chickens out trying to get in the car. I don't know what it is with them. It's just the one Easter egger and then all the Rhode Island Reds. The other ones don't try to get in the car. They trip me as I'm walking to the car. But when I open the door, they won't get in. Dogs are doing good. And the cats are doing good. Superman's going to go to the vet Wednesday. And then in the morning, I have to call and get a couple more appointments. Fluffy's going to have to go in for her upper respiratory stuff again. And Dixie's got that skin condition. Not quite sure if it's a flea allergy or what. Because sometimes she'll have a flea or two on her, and other times they can't find any fleas on her. But anyway, her skin's getting rough and stuff, so. And she hasn't had to go for a while. I can't remember the last time she went. But it was a while ago. So I'm going to try to get them an appointment for the end of the week, because I think I'll have the money by then. Yep, they get right in the car, Emily. Are you Rhode Island Red's troublemaker, Susan? I know mine sure are. Yeah, Reverend Joe. They want to go for a ride. Yeah, Emily. I know Eddie was complaining about that. Oh, they would go right along with me. Had one day get in, hopped over on the passenger side seat. Tried to get out. She wouldn't get out. I got in, shut the door, started the car up, and she just stood there in the passenger seat. I said, well, you want to get out now? You want to go with me? And then I opened the door. She still wouldn't get out. I had to pick her up and literally put her out of the car. Yeah, it's got to be something about that breed. And I've always read that the Rhode Island Red hens are very, very friendly, but the roosters don't have an exceptionally good reputation. All of my roosters are just as friendly as they can be. Well, I shouldn't say friendly. Mr. Black and EJ, you can touch. They'll take off as soon as you touch them now. But what I want to say is none of them are aggressive. I've got 6 roosters now, and none of them are aggressive. The meanest rooster I have ever seen was one that my landlord had when I was living in New York. He had a black giant. Oh, that thing was mean. Meanest rooster I have ever seen. And black giants are supposed to be friendly. He sure wasn't. He actually had two of them. The bigger one was, well, his size would scare you. But he wouldn't attack you. He was actually pretty skittish. But the other one, he would come after you every chance he had. And usually you can fight a rooster off, not him. You could not fight him off. He would just keep right on attacking. Nice, does. Someday I might be able to do 3 lives at once. Yeah, Emily. Chickens are a lot like dogs. They'll follow me around. They come running when I go outside. Yeah, this summer, I've got to get the dogs in the car. They have real fear of cars. Susan, were you saying you haven't heard that breed? You must be talking about the black giants. If I remember right, they're a relatively new breed, and they created that breed in New Jersey because they're actually Jersey giants, but everyone calls them black giants or white giants. But actually, they're black Jersey giants or white Jersey giants. Yep, some roosters will like that, Wanda. Yeah, some roosters are just plain mean, Emily. And you can read about the different breeds, and what breeds are friendly, what breeds aren't friendly. But it comes down to you've got a good chance of having friendly roosters from a certain breed, or you've got a better chance of getting a mean rooster from a certain breed. Because there can be the sweetest rooster in the world and the meanest rooster in the world from the same breed. It's just the way they are. They're individuals. In general, the black giants are supposed to be one of the tamest chickens that there is. But he just happened to have a very, very mean one. No, I'm not having coffee tonight, DJ Turneroo. This is iced tea. I'll probably, that's cooling down a little bit. I'll probably have some coffee later. But when I started my live, I was sweating because I was up doing stuff, and it was a little bit warm in here. I had the door open for a few minutes because I was going in and out. But now it's cooling down. It's nice in here now. I've seen that rooster on the cornflakes box so many times, but I'm not able to picture him right now. Yep, exactly, Emily. All animals have their individual personalities. Yeah, I was thinking it might be a white leghorn, but I can't really place him. A nice Wanda. I'll have to look into that, Sherry. Remind me the next live that you're in. And if I remember to look it up, I'll let you know. Okay, time to go to J and B's house. Dinner's ready. Have a good night, J and B. Thanks for being here. What else do I have to talk about? I can't think of anything else. I mean, you want to think of anything I missed? Okay, just a little one, Wanda. Yes, Reverend Joe. Dogs are doing good. Very good. I mentioned a few minutes ago I gotta get them in the car this summer. Yeah, they gotta go back to the vet around the 1st of August, I think it is. Just for their yearly checkup, and they'll need the rabies shot. So I don't want any animal outside without the rabies shot. Oh, Jake's still working on the floor in the house, Wanda. And landlord's gonna call and try to get someone to come and take a look at the HVAC tomorrow. Then, other than that, I've got to get the catio done. And then I can move in after that. Yes, Emily, rabies shot is very important. Yeah, I just gotta get that mildew cleaned up and get that painted because I don't want to put the hardware cloth over that wood the way it's looking now. I know at some point down the road I'll have to figure out something. Probably take the hardware cloth off, paint it, and put it back on. But I want that all painted and looking nice before I put the hardware cloth on. Oh, definitely, Emily. I'll do a video of doing it also. Yes, it will, Wanda. During the winter, it wasn't bad not having it working. Because if it was going to drop below freezing, just turn the heater on in the bathroom. But in the South, you have to worry a lot more about cooling than you do heating. Like a few hot days that we had last week, Jake just couldn't stand it in there. So that's why I took one of the air conditioners from here over. Not that it was going to do a great job, but it should have cooled it down a little bit. Yes, cats will love the catio. Because they love going out on the porch here. And this porch is only 4 by 12. And that over there is 8 by 20. So much bigger. Okay, Sherry. That sounds familiar. I think I've heard that before. But I think there is. Maybe it's different companies. Because I think one is a Welsimer. And then I think there is what looks like a white Leghorn on one of them, too. But I think the Kellogg's is Welsimer, if I remember right. Yes, it will be nice to get in the house, Wanda. Yeah, Joe, there's a lot he can do around here. I I can't even start to think about how long this is gonna take. Well, I think it might be about time for me to take my turn, get some to eat. I haven't had too much up to this point, so I'm getting hungry again. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this now. I want to thank everyone. And don't forget, I have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And you going live in a half hour, Wanda? Have a good night, Des. Have a good night, the Moose. Yeah, I'm getting hungry, DJ. Wanda, you going live in a half hour? Have a good night, Arlene. Okay, don't forget, Wanda's live in a half hour. And an hour from now, Ark Wild Man Survival will be doing his karaoke night. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Thank you.